Uh, let's see. I gotta tell you, Gardner, something, and it has to do with our show, our Return to the Perfumed Gardens. So before we get on with today's trip, let me tell you about the gardens. Nancy and I have been doing the gardens for over 5 years, and you know, our efforts have evolved, you know, around here, the atmosphere around these parts, from where it was just a beginning where I was a stiff shirt and I should have been selling insurance, into a more, you know, I'm more relaxed now for the most part. But we turned into something that I would hope to say that I've been pretty informal, informational. Awful early for this. And I've certainly been a patron of the Psych Blues Garage, artsy fartsy, artistic type records. And you know, I'm not a big deal kind of guy about subs, you know, as much as I really appreciate the views. And it's been kind of rough for whatever reason. The algorithms are not, the algorithm gods are not with me, but I don't really care, because, you know, if you're watching, that matters. But whatever they may tally, whatever the subs or the views may tally, this is the love of my life, besides Nancy. This is the therapy sessions. But what just happened has really blown my fuse. We hit that magical number around here of 420 subs! Woo! Woo! That thing was like a shrapnel. Watch it, coming at me. There it is, 420. Okay, enough of that. Whee, that was fun. Not. Anyway, with that, we welcome you back to the return to the Perfumed Gardens, along with your gently worn out guide, Rik Strange.
Yes.
Yeah,
420.
Yeah, I am amazed. You know, it all adds up. Just takes time. So let's just get on with growing your own musical perspective for today. So put on your party pants and your tinfoil hats to hit the path to unlimited devotion. Our first interlude today, that's streaming our way starboard, steaming our way starboard, is Pink Floyd. The LP comes from the BBC Radio Library. Now, you know, in the past I've been glomming up every one of them that I can find, and this one is more like a bootleg, but you know, it was captured by BBC Radio. I think it was September 30th, 1971, at a theater called the Paris Theater, and it's in London, so I've never been there, but it must have been cool. So I am going to drop into David Gilmour's gem, Fat Old Son. This is only a 3-song LP, by the way. We'll talk about the other ones in a minute. And we'll land, we're going to land smack dab into the Richard Wright onslaught that supplies the neutrons that propels this particular sonnet. Now, before we go any farther, cross your digits and let's hopefully sneak past that man in the dark, windowed room of a cave that he watches all of the videos, and if it crosses the line, they're gonna blip me. So let's just give it a whirl and see what's gonna happen. And here goes, Fat Old Son. these things were crossed pretty hard. Hopefully we got through. Well, as I return, you have either heard that sample from the heart of the Pink Floyd sound, Richard Wright, he's, him and his dancing pinkies. Hey, I know Gilmore, and I'm not, well, let's wait 1 second. Let's look at this. The reason I say it might be a bootleg, but it turns out that the BBC released their whole library and it became public. So I don't believe this is going to be copyrighted. It's on a white label. Before we go into the song, side 2 is Echoes. It's like 24 minutes. It stretches the limits to what can actually be on the side of the record. And the other song on side A, which has got Fat Old Son, is One of These Days. Great, really great. This is a pretty decent shot. It's heavy cardboard, I mean, it isn't a piece of tissue paper. They made an effort, but I do not know if it's actually legal, so we'll find out. Let's see. I want to say this about this song and Pink Floyd in general. I know Gilmore, he's as fine as frog fur and a great, wonderful guitarist, and it's a compliment that I say that to him, and I mean it. But he's a serious contender for leader of the pack at that point in time. But Richard, his tones were there in the beginning, and he has this thing of the way the equipment that he had and the sound that he put out was really what set everything in order for these guys. I have to say, Richard really is a big portion of the backbone of the band. But that's my opinion. Now, enough said about that. So, because this is my own onion to peel, and you know what they say about opinions. Opinions are like Vegematics. Everyone's got one, or at least should. That's not a paid advert either. I don't get paid for this show. Anyway, today I'm also going to start a new feature called the Daily Double. It's where I take a tune done by either the original artist who wrote it and sang it, or as close to the original artist as I can get, because some of the stuff just isn't there. And then what you do is you play that song that you're going to know, and then offer up another artist's take on the same tune ski. Clever, eh? Well, I stole that idea, but I'm not going to tell anybody. It's just more enjoyment for me. My first choice is a song recorded in 1968, but it didn't get put out until 1969. And Donovan is the starter for today. The extraordinary sample is Superlungs My Supergirl. And that cut landed on the Bar Abba Jag Al.
What?
I broke it down. Bar Abba Jagal. Bar Abba Joggle. Bar Abba Joggle. That's what it is. Bar Abba Joggle. I have no idea what that means, except I've mumbled it in my sleep many times, hugging the pillow. Anyway, so let's refresh your oral ear bangers with his version, being the original artist, now.
There's a scene, she's always hanging around. She's so naive and innocent, stares at you with awe. She's only 14, but she knows how to draw. Supergirl, Supergirl.
for me, I dig all of that Scottish Elfinator's minstrel music. I mean, everything he wrote for me, everything, well, I wish he would have, but everything he wrote meant something to me. I liked everything he did. Even his early acoustic stuff where everybody said he was ripping off Dylan. Hey, you know, whatever. But this particular song was a particular big change for him. You know, he was getting a little bit rock. This is the Psych stuff still trailing in there. Now, let's catch the bus and head into our next artist's version. And it's by a cat named somebody that I've mentioned, I'm sure you know. And his name is Terry Reid. And it's from his second LP. So here comes his musical tonal adjustments. Now that's some very emotive singing there, I'd say. He's belting out notes and you know, it's never tiring for me to hear this. There's the Donovan album. Baba Joggle. Barabba Jaggle. Bing Burbajool. Anyway, this is, everybody knows this. Doesn't this have Fat Angel on it too? No, it doesn't. But it does have the title tune to the album with Jeff Beck Group, which is way cool, and we know that. So here's the record. I've shown this before some years back. This is really an outstanding album, and his first one too. They used to be readily available. I mean, all over the map. They were everywhere. I actually saw one not too long ago, going through a bin at a second-hand place, and they had a copy. It was pretty beat, but they're still out there. The first LP, Bang Bang, you're Terry Reid. Anyway, let's see. You know, the thing with Reid is he takes this tune through the washer and leaves his stamp on it, hanging out in the line to dry. I mean, it's happening. Both Reid's first two LPs used to be common, like I was saying, so not so much anymore, but if you get a chance to get them, I've told about how he was the first choice to be the singer for Led Zeppelin, and he turned it down, and forever blah blah blah. Google it. He's got some, or Wikipedia. He's got quite a history, and there's one other album called The River that came out, I believe, in the early 70s, like 71, 72, somewhere in there. And I don't have that one. I'd like to get my mitts on that one. But you see how one guy interprets another guy's tune, and it works. It really works. And I'm, you know, what are you gonna do? And they're worthy. Buy them. Okay, now, today is such a special event with our magic number around here. I've saved a cool psychedelic Texas LP. And these guys actually are somebody you know, and this is their second LP, but they changed their name prior to doing this record. What these cats did was they represented that huge blowout from the San Antonio in '66 that Bubble Puppy did. Sound familiar? That album, everyone throws their first platter on that table, and a Turner for the dual guitar onslaught that's on that record. Hey, these cats are pretty interesting. Their first live performance, if I don't have this wrong, but it's very possible I do, was opening for The Who. So that would have been like around 67 or 68. You know, they signed with international artists in '69, and well, they really crashed the gates with that first LP, and that Texas brand of psychedelic psychosis, man. Unfortunately, the label became more of a pain in the Vegomatic than was tolerable. Management, promotion, you know, where's the money? The whole schlemiel. The manager stole all their money, and you gotta love that. I love people, and humans are such wonderful things. Not! So, in 1970, they parted ways with the record label, and they hooked up with Nick St. Nicholas, who was, anybody? With Steppenwolf, okay.
Oh.
And he became their manager, and he said, come on out, and they split for LA to do the record. So, that's where the changing of their nom de plume was to domain. I think that's how you say it. I'll show you the record in a minute, and then you can make up your own mind. And with that long take comes the cut. Face the Crowd. Yeah, I should do that. Face the Crowd. From the LP of the same name. So let's fire up those dual guitars and get into the Vaseline. Puts the dust off the shelf. This is, oh, let's do it. Come on, let's just do it. in front of everybody. They're gonna get rid of that. I feel so free. This is the record. Demian. D-E-M-I-A-N.
Demian.
Demian! See? That's why I bring my handler along with me. And there's the back. So it's the original 4 Duders, the dual guitar guys, and which is Ron Prince, and that's Ron Prince, and I do know that, and then Jed Potter, and that's Jed. Like a long-term man came along, big Jed. Anyway, it's what is it? Oh, it is on some fancy schmancy colored vinyl. And the label is Riding Easy. Oh, nice. Well, this was actually a reissue that came out in 2025. So, hot dog. I was lucky enough to find it cheap. You know, the thing is with this record, the first time I listened to it, I thought, yeah, it's catchy. It works. It works. You know, because you're always referencing the previous record they did if it was really cool. It's just how it works. You always do. You always hope the sophomore effort is gonna, you know, outshine the premiere. Anyway, the more I listen to this record, the more I realize that this is, wow, it's crammed up with loads of guitar licks. I mean, blah, 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 they're just, and they have really good vocals. It's all the original members, and you know, they moved through that evolution of psych into that thing of rock blues. Now this record's got that. It's got those hooks on the songs, and there's some ballads in there that are good. Nothing dirgy. I think the whole thing works really well. I think this is a really good follow-up. You know, this is like early. It's not really heavy acid rock, but a blend of the above, rock and blues, and they're on the cusp of that era. And so I don't really think that calls to be heavy acid, you know, and I'm not much on that. It gets to be a little heavy lead footer on the gas. Anyway, the thing is that these tunes lead to some nice jams. There's some played out tunes on here, and you know, this record really displays what they wanted. They wanted a top-notch Top Gun rock band, and all that. All this belays their history starting in '64, and they were the Bad Seeds, and then they became Bubble Puppy in '66, and you know, they did some change-ups in the band, and by 67, they were done moving people around, and but they crashed in '71 after this record came out, which is a bummer. But others that were in the band, a few of them have reformed, and they did a live recording, which I've heard, and you can tell there's a difference. I don't think it quite cracks up to what I would hope for. And that it's from '87. It's on CD. I can't remember the name of it, but it's out there. And they were also on a 2000 comp with this band's material. I'd say find this pressing. You know, it's not out of control yet, so find it, and if you like it, and go for it. You know, if you like the first one, you'll like this one. Find some new tunes to like by these boys, man. This all takes us to that special place with our bumper disc from the master of Exotica. Now, I bring this up. I brought actually 2 of his records. I have more. Unfortunately, nothing has ever been reissued, and I guess you're not going to get it because, you know, Exotica is that stuff that was like somewhere in you know, after the Second World War, like around 46, 47, it wandered off into like the mid-50s before it petered out. You know, it was like this, you know, going to a Hawaii and you're sitting there and they're playing vibraphone and xylophone and there's bongos and beady bot. It's kind of, you know, exotica. So try it. You might like it. I have.
Show those?
Oh, well, I could. Yeah, I should show those. This was Martin Denny's greatest hits, and this is an actually good one. And this actually, when they're all, I like all of this stuff. This was recorded live at Duke Kawainahomomo's in Honolulu, and I don't know the date on this because I don't know the date on it. But it sort of meanders. Nice break. Nice change of pace. And I gotta say, I got that bug from Topper, the maestro himself. He turned me on to a lot of different bands. And that Exotica really blew my mind. I never thought I'd ever gotten into it. And thanks to the Top. Someday we'll cross paths on the astral plane, pal. So anyway, this is going to probably be our last official show before the end of the year. You very well may get a flautist dropping in with a seasonal song. She's working on it, and that's Lorraine. Hopefully she'll be able to get it put together for us. So if we don't put it out before Christmas, we will put it out as soon as we get it, because you can still play Christmas music all year, right, Goat? Oh! And but I'm sure you're going to get a call out of me if I can stay awake and not float off into outer space on New Year's Eve like we did that one year. It was funnier than a pie in the face and seltzer down your pants. Anyway, we're going to try that. So if you don't see us, we'll see you in January, and hopefully, we'll start off on a good foot with new vinyl. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, love y'all. Thanks for the... oh, by the way, whoever was 420, I know who 419 was, because it came across somehow or other. I know I can find it, but I'm kind of a Luddite on my phone, so if number 420 is watching, get on the internet, drop me a line, and we'll talk about maybe a little gift coming your way.
420!
Yeah, 420! A box of malto meal.
420!
420, yeah! These kids, they're out of control. Sound familiar? Honest, Dad. So, with that, I say happy holidays. I wish you peace on your end of the planet, wherever it may be, and whatever family you got, hopefully you're all talking, and we'll see you next year. And remember, this is Christmas time, so try to be extra nice. Don't be a Karen or a Ken on the airplane, or at the Dunkin' Donuts, or even at the gas station. Okay? I love you all. Remember, we are all one. Until the twain shall meet, I say peace and happiness and flowers.
Happy holidays!